world where love and light prevail. It is our responsibility to the next generation to set an example in the best viable way so that we are nurturing high vibrational children. They are already coming in with innate abilities, sensitivities, and so much light, but through our own conditioning, habits, and perhaps unconstructive and unhelpful beliefs, we may be holding them back or halting their expansion by allowing our own insecurities to hinder their growth. By doing that, we are extending the family pattern of deep-rooted beliefs that no longer serve and are imparting these unhelpful and critical beliefs onto our children, perhaps unconsciously. However, unconsciously or not, these old belief patterns are still being passed on regardless. These are intergenerational dysfunctional behaviour patterns. It is vital that we are conscious beings and take responsibility for not allowing any of our own perhaps actions, behaviour, thoughts and feelings based around fear and judgment to influence our children. Otherwise, we will also be ensuring they too carry with them the same burdensome load. Let's not allow the past to predict the future, or pull these past energies and make them part of their life so that they act out these same old patterns that only manage to dim their light and darken their worldview. Instead, make it your responsibility to break these negative, obstructive and problematic patterns and beliefs, not only for our children's sake, but for our sake too. This is the legacy that we want to pass on to our children. This will help to create the new world. Let's ensure we are inspiring, nurturing and loving, enabling our children to strive for the best possible outcome and future. When we voice our concerns with fear about a situation, person or people which is negative and or stemmed from a belief from a generation past, whose belief too was critical, fearful and negative towards another, then we are contributing to a next generation of the same fear, sarcasm and perhaps even passive aggression, which isn't at all useful, helpful or even aligned to our divine self. Our true nature doesn't stem from the ego, but a divineness which is a spark of light that sits within each and every one of us. It is this light, our true self, that we want to encourage our children to come from so that they vibrate likewise and thus bring to them loving experiences, people and understanding. Let's also focus our energy on bringing out the best in our children and allowing them to see the world through their eyes, untainted and purer than we give them credit for. If you want to influence your child or children, then influence them from a positive stance where love is the main influencer and leave out any negativity, judgment and fear. Let's strive for a better world, the new world, the next generation who are already here and coming forth with more heightened awareness and compassion. What they need more than ever is an understanding and acceptance of who they are, genuine support and guidance that comes from the heart, as opposed to us trying to control or impose on them what we think they should be, know and understand. Allow your children to have their own experiences, understanding and awareness, and let them come to their own conclusion about the world and or another, as more likely they will see it without ego and thus will have no conflict, confusion or unnecessary battle with themselves or another. It will also ensure that they continue to shine their light with confidence, clarity and assurance. We need more light in the world today, and the more children that can be allowed and welcomed to shine their light, the more that this light is able to lift any heaviness and thus is replaced by more love. Of course too, when we can break these unhelpful, unconstructive and unnecessary beliefs and patterns ourselves, the more we are able to shine our own light. By loving and forgiving self and others, we ensure that this burdensome load is lifted and thus replaced with your beautiful light that will glisten and shine even the darkest corners. This is the generational imprint we want to leave them with, so that they can too pass this to their children, and their children can pass it to their children. And so it goes down the line. Children who are shining their light without fear, judgment, or criticism. Now, envision a new world where love and light prevail. Isn't that worth contributing towards and being part of bringing this into existence?